Please welcome Corporate Vice President, Microsoft Security, Vasu Jakol.
All right, well, good afternoon, everyone. How's everyone doing? I know, it's getting late in here. Well, that was amazing, and congratulations again to Bert. What a beautiful message of hope and humility. And I do think this is what this community is about. It's wonderful to be with you all again at RSA, as we come together as one community to learn, to collaborate, but most importantly, to advance cybersecurity innovations. Because innovation and human ingenuity have shaped our world since the very beginning. Every industrial revolution has brought forward new opportunities and elevated the human potential in profound ways, whether it was electricity or the printing press or the steam engine or the first silicon or computers or mobile phones or internet and now AI. And AI is all around us. You heard that loudly and clearly throughout the RSA conference. It is unlocking new possibilities, and we're about to take that next leap forward into agentic AI. So let's boldly go into agentic AI, which I believe is one of the most exciting inventions of our time. In the not too distant future, each of us, our families and our organizations, will have an interactive agent. And these agents will be as ubiquitous as the apps we use, perhaps even more. They will be more interactive, and they will bring ambient intelligence. These agents will help us across our multifaceted lives. They will be our digital companions, our digital colleagues, our personal assistants and thought partners. Imagine a research agent helping you all get deep insights, deep subject matter content to bring your ideas to life. Imagine an analyst agent, which can help take raw data and turn that into analytics, or a chief of staff agent working across your work schedule and coordinating with your home assistant to manage your life, helping your kids, even get those groceries on time. These agents are going to help us on the most intimate levels of our life every day, and they're going to help us change the world, solving big problems like healthcare and education and transportation and cybersecurity. They're going to work with us, but more importantly, they're going to work with each other, transcending the boundaries of work and personal life and industry. This is the world we're entering to. It's a massive leap forward. And of course, the applications and the innovations are limitless and abundant and game-changing, world-changing. And as exciting and inspiring and promising that is, it's also really concerning, isn't it? Because I know that no one better than this room and the people at this conference understand that AI must first start with security. And there's a myriad of critical security considerations that we need to prepare for as we think about agentic AI. Because we are facing complicated times. It's an unprecedented threat landscape, and I wish I could say something different. Last year, when I was here with you all, we were facing 4,000 password attacks per second. This year, it's 7,000 password attacks per second. That's 600 million attacks a day. It takes an average of 72 minutes or less from when a user clicks on a phishing link for an attacker to get access to their full data. And the number of attackers is increasing. Last year, we were tracking 300 at Microsoft. This year, it's 1,500. This is what we're facing. And the more prevalent and the more ubiquitous and capable agents become, it is going to be critical for us to defend at the scale and speed of AI and AI agents. There's a host of security considerations that we have to take into account. This should sound very familiar, because security is comprehensive. It starts with really identity and permissions. What can these agents do? What access do they have? Who should they be working with? What's the data that they have access to? How are we preparing our data to prevent oversharing and leakage? How do we make sure that privacy is at the heart of it all? That what is at work and what is in my home can work with each other, but it honors those privacy guardrails. How do we make sure that these agents are protected against internal as well as external threats? Because both insider risk and the threat landscape is escalated. 20% of data breaches today are from insiders, intentionally or unintentionally. What are the rules of engagement? Which agents should work with each other, not work with each other? How do we make sure that we're onboarding, decommissioning? What does that look like? And then finally, how do we make sure that governance and compliance is all around us, and that we are auditing, we're observing, and we're governing these agents? This is why, in our age of AI, to protect our world, there are two deeply interconnected security considerations that we need to think about. We have to use the power of AI to secure our world, because I do fundamentally believe that AI has the best use case, and definitely the most serious use case in security, and we have to secure AI as we do this. So let's start with how we're going to use AI agents for security. Today, security-focused AI is largely based on our current experience and ethos. We started this journey 2 years back when we released the first few generative AI models and apps for security. We trained it on security data. For example, Microsoft trains our models on the 84 trillion signals we see every single day. We made sure that we tuned them on security skills so that we avoided hallucinations. And then we observe, we audit, we govern to make sure that they do what they're intended to do. We are already seeing great applications. Generative AI is helping us with threat investigations. It's helping us with incident reporting, with reverse engineering. And at this dawn of this agentic AI in 2025, we have seen AI agents do things like vulnerability management, really patching quickly, making sure that they're triaging these billions of alerts we get for phishing, or applying conditional access policies. But tomorrow is going to do more. So walk with me into the future. And imagine in this future where these AI agents can help us achieve rapid and superhuman competency in not just one domain, but across all. What would that look like? Because it does take a while for us to get subject matter expertise. Imagine in the future, AI agents can predict attacks that are going to happen and help us stop those from happening in the first place, taking security from responsive to predictive. Imagine in the future, data security being done the right way, where these agents can help identify data risk when that data is being generated and that content is being created, so we can put measures in place to help security and productivity. Imagine AI agents automatically figuring out what access should be given to whom, when, and for what. And dynamically adjusting that, just like these agents are dynamically adjusting. And imagine in the future, these AI agents all working together to enable security by design and by default. That is what the future holds for us. And in the future, this evolution of autonomous AI will redefine every facet and change the paradigm of what security is today. These agents will be dynamic. They're learning from us, adapting, acting, planning. They're going to help us achieve our goals and adjust and work autonomously, of course, with human agency. And I know there are many skeptics which think about autonomous AI and what that means. but it's evolving, and it's in the not too far distant future. This is in the next 2 years that we believe that AI will go from level 0 autonomy to level 3 autonomy. Today, AI is largely doing or mimicking human tasks. It's helping us with the drudgery of the data and alerts that we get, navigate through that, and it's doing explicit actions. Tomorrow, it's going to be more autonomous, where it's going to be able to create its own sub-goals, maybe change the models itself to achieve its goals, and take these actions surreptitiously and autonomously. But we also know that threat actors are going to use agentic AI for their own benefits. We're already seeing some of this. They're using it to get more productive. They're using it to launch new kinds of attacks, whether it's new vulnerabilities that they can find, or it's malware and variants of malware, it's phishing and preying on or doing social engineering, intelligent password cracking, and then, of course, there's deepfakes. We're seeing this. And this is why we enter the second interconnected side of this, which is security for AI. It is critical that as we think about AI and as we build these AI systems, we ensure that security is designed right from the start and is by default. The first line of code, the AI models that we build, needs to have these intricate security considerations at the time it's being developed. Identity is going to be a critical element of AI throughout its life cycle. AI agents are going to need identities. They're going to need to understand zero trust and how do we verify them explicitly, manage least privileged access. Data is elevated because ultimately AI operates on data. Are we prepared with our data? Do we have the right permissions? Do we have the right policies? Are we prevent oversharing? Think about all of the logging and auditing and observability that we have to put in place. And then, of course, we have to make sure that we are monitoring these threats. You heard earlier, prompt injections and LLM model poisoning and wallet abuse and model abuse. There's tons of these AI attacks that we need to be prepared for. And finally and critically, governance and compliance. It's critical that we ensure that these agents do what they're meant to do and that we are governing them and we are compliant with all the regulations. The key here is these agents are not static. AI is not static. This is thinking AI. And as AI dynamically changes, security needs to dynamically change with that AI. And in many ways, governance, which is a critical component of AI and agentic AI, will have to go from lab-based static verification to dynamic probabilistic verification, ensuring that we are looking across the identities, across their life cycle, onboarding, offboarding, decommissioning, ensuring that we have dynamic policies which change as work changes, and then finally, even thinking about the AI embedded within and the security embedded within every agent, like a sub-agent, so that we can enforce the right enterprise security policies, much as we do with apps today. Our world is changing on how we secure. But one thing remains for sure. Trust is utterly foundational for AI. And AI starts with security. It is our duty as AI inventors and as security defenders to ensure that the AI we build and we use is practicing responsible AI. Fairness, inclusion, transparency, accountability, privacy, security, safety are some of the pillars that we need to follow. It is critical that we ensure that AI is adhering to the code of conduct and the rules of engagement that we have defined for it, and that it is secure and verifiable. And it is critical that we evolve the security mechanisms as we evolve AI. Now, this brings me to perhaps the most exciting and interesting facet of it all. How do our roles change in this agentic AI world? What do we get to do? But I think the most important thing here is with this, we get something which we have been missing for a long time, that we don't get enough of, our time, our precious time, to do the things that we joined the security workforce to do in the first place, innovation and creativity. Agentic AI, for certain, will reinvent our roles. And we need to think about it differently. We need to think about our roles going from just doing these tasks to how do we augment that by defining and directing and guiding these agents. These agents and humans will be part of our workforce. How do we get the most done by them? How do we ensure that collectively we are elevating our organization? Imagine we can now have 1,000 ideas bloom and fulfill thanks to agentic AI. Imagine we can change the asymmetry of the world through it, and our role changes. Perhaps one of the most critical aspects of our roles is going to be governance. Governance is an irreplaceable role that we need to focus on because it is critical as defenders that we make sure these AI agents do what they are intended to do and to help and serve humanity the way they're intended to. There will always be tremendous value in what we bring to the table, what you bring to the table, your deep subject matter expertise, your innovative abilities for vision to see the future, where it's going, the creativity that we have as humans, our curiosity, our growth mindsets, and our empathy. And more than ever, right now is the time to embrace diverse perspectives and have cognitive diversity. Because one thing we know for sure, the attackers we face are very diverse. They come from all backgrounds and all facets. And the defenders need to make sure that we can think about all those facets. The AI that we build in security and the AI that we use in security needs to have this diversity at the heart of it. Developing AI, learning AI is not going to be a nice to have. For us to thrive in this new world, it's a must-have. For us to recognize and embrace this new potential, we need to figure out how do we use AI in our everyday lives? How do we create the next innovation machine with AI? And yes, it's uncomfortable, because any new skill developing is uncomfortable. But when we do it, we know that magic will happen. When we dig in and we embrace change, and we are figuring out how do we augment ourselves with this AI, we're going to be part of one of the most wonderful, inspiring, and hopeful opportunities of our time. This magic is perhaps one of the most powerful of our time. You've heard me say often that security is a team sport. It is. It takes a village. And all of us in this room and online have the awe-inspiring challenge to ensure that it reflects and enables this AI that we are building, all that is good, all that we love, all that we care about, and all we aspire to do. We are at the very beginning of a profound change in security and in our world. And to empower this future, we have to imagine, because I believe that we can create the future we imagine when we work together. Thank you for being my village, and thank you for being here today.